Is this true about LA Knight? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you whether it is, why it's so important to know, and why LA Knight fans should care, as well as WWE fans for that matter, because if you love LA Knight, you're a WWE fan, and you want to see this guy succeed, because we've seen this man be booked in big matches against big-time opponents with big-time stakes. Yet, WWE, they never pulled the trigger on giving this guy a championship. And now, I don't count the $1 million belt down in NXT while feuding with Cameron Grimes, even though that was my favorite NXT storyline during the pandemic era. They brought in Ted DiBiase, for God's sakes. No, it was LA Knight, though. He had to continuously struggle for whatever reason on the main roster, whether it would be under Vince McMahon's leadership with the Max Dupree character. Ooh, that was bad. Whether it be under Triple H, being booked after not being used, getting over organically with the fan base, wanting him to succeed. These fans called on the company to act. They did so by their reactions. They did so because every single time this man appeared on television, whether he did promos, whether he did matches, whether he just made an entrance, or even shown on a graphic, they popped inside of the arena. And after a while, WWE, Triple H, and Co. decided, let's do something with L.A. Knight. Yeah, and at SummerSlam, he dethroned Logan Paul for the United States Championship. It was a big deal because we've seen this guy. His popularity skyrocketed. He was even booked in a Universal Championship match against our undisputed champion in Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia at Crown Jewel. Yet he could not win the big one. Now, granted, no one thought he would against Roman Reigns, but still, you're booking him in there with the top guy. Heck, they ran it back at the Royal Rumble. He was part of a fatal four-way. Even at WrestleMania, he had to get the big win. He did so. He got a big win over AJ Styles, but it wasn't for a title on the line. No, it was just on the grand stage. And I lost faith in LA Knight. I really, really did. And then they started putting him in a feud with Logan Paul. And I go, okay, y'all, we might have something here. We might have something here because you had Logan Paul. A, he's a part-time champion. B, he had held the title for a long period of time. And C, if not now, when? If not Logan Paul, who? If not the United States Championship, what belt? And WWE, they felt the same. They gave him that championship. And now he's off to the races. And that is what matters. That is what counts. And that leads us, ladies and gentlemen, to today's video. Because is this true about LA Knight? And that is this question. It's very simple. Will he ever become WWE champion? And I'm going to tell you a few different reasons as to why he will not be WWE champion. Let's start off with the fact that he's 41 years of age. He's not the youngest of them all. He's not the oldest. Why does that matter? Triple H typically does not book older guys as world champion. Look at it. He has definitely gone with a younger talent base for his champions, unlike Vince McMahon. Okay, we're not dealing with the same WWE that would bring back Bill Goldberg and Brock Lesnar and have these part-time world champions that would very occasionally appear on television, yet even defend their championships, and just have these long, boring reigns where you had to kill 3 months in between title defenses, or at least appearances on television, right? At least Logan Paul, he appears here and there, and a lot more often than these other guys. Another reason I think this is Knight has just struggled to enter the U.S. Championship realm. Okay, he just won the title, first of all. Second of all, as time goes on, is he really going to win the World Championship just because he won the U.S. Championship? Is that what we're basing this off of? No! He had to struggle to even sniff the U.S. Championship and sniff the idea of winning the United States Championship. Now, to his credit, he did, to Triple H and WWE and etc. To their credit, hey, they booked him as U.S. Champion. Congrats. Right now, he's into a feud with Andrade. They just worked on SmackDown. That's great. I'm happy for him. I'm an LA Knight fan. You can go down the history of this channel and you can see how many times I have defended LA Knight. Yeah, But that doesn't mean that everyone, including LA Knight, who I'm a fan of, can be world champion. That's not how this works, right? Now, I can see a few of you go out there and argue, well, LA Knight, he could be world champion. He could be WWE champion, but he doesn't need to be a main eventer. Oh, that's where you're wrong, though. That's where you're wrong. Because under Triple H, champions matter. Unlike Vince McMahon, where they made them a joke. Triple H treats championships very prestigious. The exact same way that he did in NXT when he was head booker. And if you've noticed, under Shawn Michaels, guess what? They make championships matter. And they should. Championships, at the end of the day, are props. But if you can prop up a belt with some metal on it and go, okay, this is the richest prize in our business. This makes you an established name. This makes you an established star. And fans, you want to know who the best of the best is? This prop represents that at certain categories. You have world champions at the very tippy top. You can't get any higher. Then you have secondary belts, your ICs, your US titles. They're good. They're upper card guys, but they're just not good enough for main event just yet. Or they have been, but they've come down a minute to work with lower card guys, because the way that booking goes, you have to have top talent work with lower tier talent. Lower tier talent not only learns from upper card talent, but also in the eyes of the fans, these guys mean something. These guys are feuding with this guy or that girl, and they become bigger stars, especially if you book them properly, if you give them a strong push, a good storyline, good angles, wins, right? This is how booking philosophy works. With LA Knight, yes, he's U.S. champion. There's nothing wrong with being a secondary champion. You got to keep in mind here. Look at Gunther. This man restored prestige in the Intercontinental Championship, a championship that was once regarded as the workhorse championship. He had to hold that title for 666 days, okay? They established secondary titles mean something. That was not just meant to build up Gunther. That was built to build up the IC title, because look at the way that they followed that up. You had Sami Zayn, a beloved fan favorite, beat Gunther for the title. Who did Sami Zayn lose the title to? Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is a guy that they see as a main eventer for the next 2 decades. They built him up. They made it important. They made him earn it. And now he's off to the races. He's not going to lose his belt tomorrow. He's in a feud with Jey Uso, for God's sake. So that's how these things work. That's why I don't think LA Knight is going to be WWE champion. I hope I'm wrong. Let me know down in the commentary below whether or not you agree with me or not. Also, hit that like button and subscribe button. If you want to see more LA Knight content, check out this video right here or a playlist next to it. Thank you guys so much for changing my life, and I will see y'all in the next video.